Welcome back, folks, as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. I always like to take just a quick moment and tell you guys that I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening to this program. I appreciate those of you that call and ask general knowledge questions. We're here to help. We're here to decipher this market, help you guys build some realistic expectations around the market so that when it comes time for you to buy or sell something, you win. You've got the right questions answered. You've selected the right agent. You've approached the process in the most productive and profitable way possible. I messed that one up, didn't I? Productive and profitable way possible. So, we just love helping folks. And of course, we appreciate those of you that call and allow us to earn your business. So thank you for that as well. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, you're thinking of hiring a great agent. I'll tell you this, I've done over 1,300 transactions in my career, about $1 billion worth of real estate here locally. I don't know of anybody else that has done as many units as I have, that when you call somebody to list your house, that's the agent that knocks on your door. I am still in production. I am still meeting with clients. I'm still helping folks with the process of buying, selling, investing, managing their homes. So if you'd like to work with a highly experienced quality agent, feel free to call me, 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065. Or go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. So I want to, so in the beginning of the show, we were talking about how sensitive people are to interest rates right now. And we have a lot of folks that, that inquire about properties or visit our website or just kind of come into our ecosystem through a variety of ways. Any good real estate company or any good business in general knows how to find customers, right? Which is why I always say to, especially my agents, I'm in the business of helping people buy and sell real estate, and I'm in the business of finding people to help buy and sell real estate. We are really good at marketing our properties for sale, and we've become really good out of necessity over the past several years in finding opportunities for people that they just can't find themselves or that no other agent can find for them because they're just not spending the time and the energy to go out into the marketplace and flip over as many rocks as necessary to find them opportunity. So I want to just tell you a quick story about how we just helped somebody. And frankly, I'm really proud of it. I think that we did a great job for them. Well, I know we did a good job for them. They said so as well through the testimonial they provided. But here's how this works, or here's how this particular transaction worked. And I'll kind of dissect it as we go. A buyer came into our website after we targeted them through a Facebook ad. Anytime we list a property for sale, we ask ourselves the question of, who do we think the buyer for this home is going to be? Is it a first-time home buyer? Is it a move-up buyer? Is it a second home? Is it a military family? Is it whatever the case might be? All these different types of people or categories of buyers have defining demographic, geographic, and online behavioral statistics or information that we can sift through to proactively target them through marketing. So in other words, let's say we're selling a home in a family-friendly neighborhood. What neighborhood isn't family-friendly? I guess I'll say that just to CYA. But let's say that we're selling a home that would be great for, a couple with some kids. We're selling a 5-bedroom home, right? Well, what we can do is we can say, all right, well, step one, we should market this property in addition to other groups, but we should market this to folks with children that have searched for real estate in this area and in this price range over the past 6 months and that are engaging in online behavior that leads us to believe they're getting ready to move. An example of that could be who has recently gone online and researched schools in that area in which the search originated from a different zip code. That's a very abnormal behavior unless someone is thinking about moving to the area. And if they've also been online in the past 6 months and they've looked at homes for sale in that area and price range, all of this is trackable, by the way. Then we place ads in front of those buyers to say, hey, we've just listed this property, come check it out. And so then they find their way to our website, they leave their contact information, we communicate with them. And in this particular instance, that's exactly what happened. Now, this buyer ended up not being interested in that particular home that we marketed. It happens, right? It's just how the cookie crumbles. But they said, look, I've got a home that I need to sell first, and I'm not comfortable with putting my home on the market until I know where I'm going. And so, we all hear about home sale contingencies, right? It's pretty popular, right? I need to sell my home before I can buy another. The challenge with that is most sellers are going to get competitive offers from people that don't need to go through the process of putting their home on the market, getting it under contract, and then hoping it'll close so that you can buy that person's house. They just don't see the need for it. They don't want to be bothered by it. You as a buyer, if that's your only solution, are going to have a tough time. But the great thing is, real estate can be very creative. And so what we did with this particular person is we said, all right, we're reasonably sure that what you're looking for, we can find, either in the form of us listing a property for sale in this area, another agent listing the property for sale, or for sale by owner putting their home on the market, or us just going into the marketplace and proactively finding somebody that would entertain selling the property to you. They just don't want to have it on the market, deal with showings, blah, 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 blah. So we've learned more about what they're looking for, what their ideal home looked like. We started making phone calls to folks to see if they had an interest in selling their home to a pre-approved, ready, willing, and able buyer. While we were doing that, we put their home on the market. Now, I know that I just mentioned that this buyer didn't want to have their home on the market before they identified their next home to move into and had it under contract. But there's something that very few people talk about that I think is just a huge opportunity that they miss. And that is the home purchase contingency. It's just the reverse of a home sale contingency. Obviously, with a home sale contingency, I need to sell my home before I can buy yours. If I can't sell my home, I can't buy yours, you let me out of the deal. The home purchase contingency says, I'm going to put my home on the market, and if I accept your offer to buy my house, I need a certain amount of time to identify, put under contract, and or close on another property. And if I can't, then I have to, release this contract. I have to get out of this deal. So that's what a home purchase contingency does, is it protects you so that you don't have to basically unwillingly sell your house without finding another property to move into. So we start making calls. We find somebody that's interested in selling their house to them. They walk through the house. They love it. They've already got their home on the market. While we're negotiating a deal with the seller of the home that they want to buy, an offer comes in on their listing. So now we've got their home under contract. We have found another home that they want to put under contract and do. And by the way, because people are so interest rate sensitive, I think tend to just shut down. They say, I'm going to wait for interest rates to improve. Well, you can always refinance, but better yet, for right now, you can get a 2-1 rate buy down, which means for the first year of your loan, your interest rate is 2 percentage points less. So instead of it being 6.5, it's 4.5. Then the next year, it's 5.5. And then on the third year, it goes to 6.5%. And the hope is that by year 3 or sooner, you can refinance because interest rates have dropped anyways. Or better yet, you could assume somebody's mortgage. If somebody has a 3% mortgage out there, you can assume it if you're a VA. I mean, there's all these different options out there that people just don't think about because they're so traditional in nature with their real estate practice that they either don't know about it or they don't want to take time to figure it out, or they're just nervous about it because it's slightly different than just the traditional process of putting your home on the market, negotiating a deal, selling your house, same thing on the buy side. I'm telling you guys, there are plenty of opportunities out there. You just have to work with an agent that knows how to structure this stuff. It's not hard. All you do is ask the seller for a 2-1 rate buy down. We determine how much that costs. And then for, the next 2 years, your interest rate is under fair market rate. And if it ever drops, if the actual interest rate, the fair market value interest rate, drops below what your current rate is, then you just refinance it. And by the way, there are plenty of lenders out there that are doing no-cost refinances for up to a year after you close on your loan. So the really nice icing on the cake with all of this is that, well, first, let's just recap. Somebody contacted our real estate team, told us what they were looking for. We found it for them off market. They negotiate a deal. While that's happening, they put their home on the market with the condition that they have to close on the property that they want to buy, or at least get through all the contingencies to the contract, like the appraisal, the inspection, financing, termite report, all that good stuff. And then if the property that they're going to buy basically becomes a done deal, we're just waiting on the deal to go through for them to sign the documents, then they release the home purchase contingency so that the person buying their house has some assurance that they can actually buy it, because they have to make moving plans too. And we got them a 4.5% interest rate on the new home that they bought, and they moved for free because they worked with us to buy and sell a home locally. That is a massive amount of savings for that person. I mean, we're talking well over $10,000. Actually, it was more than that. If I did the quick math, it was probably close to, well, I can't even do the math off the top of my head with regard to how much we're saving them in the form of interest. Safe to say, though, over the course of the next 2 years, we probably saved that person $25,000, $30,000. We can do that for you too. There are ways of structuring deals creatively. You just need to be working with the right people that can provide you with these opportunities and structure them accordingly. If you'd like more information on that, give me a call, 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065. Or check us out online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Stick around, folks, for the last few minutes of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show right here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Have a real estate question? Ask Brian Beatty. Send him an email, lowcountryhomesales@gmail.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show is on 1250 WTMA.